What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon here. What's up? Today we'll be doing yet another video of our top eBay auctions of the week. A lot of very interesting cards come through and a lot of decline and a lot of incline. So we'll get to that here in a minute. If you haven't already, please like the video and please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Everybody who watches these videos. Love y'all. Let's get into it. Topic of this week is base set decline. I'm not just picking on base set. We got a few other vintage sets or cards from vintage sets such as Jungle that are also on the decline. But before we get into that, let's touch on a bit of modern here to start off this video. Hey, remember this card? Yeah, it's the Hidden Fates Charizard GX card, PSA 10. Haven't really reported on this in a while. I thought I'd look it up, see what they've been going for, and they're still holding their value at about $1,200. This one went this week for $1,235. So it hasn't moved. In a couple months, it's been about $1,200. So hats off to this card and its ability to hold its value. Up next, we have a bit of a decline from Champion's Path. They're the Rainbow Rare Charizard VMAX that was sitting pretty earlier in the week at a PSA 10 that cost about $1,214. Later on in the week, dropped down to about $900. And with newer sets like this, that's just bound to happen. When more and more products flood the market, the price is going to go down. That's just the way it is. So I'm not sure how much further it's going to go down, when it's going to go back up, if it's going to stay the same. We'll keep an eye on this. But I also want to make a point to say that the BGS 10 pristine copy of this card went for a bit more this week at $1,425. So this BGS 10 is fetching a little bit more of a premium than the PSA 10. There's a black label one coming through here. I will report on next week. It'll definitely be a nice price, so I'll let you know what that goes for next week. Here we have a Charizard V, the shiny Charizard V from Champion's Path, and a BGS 10 that went for $1,100. So like I said in previous videos, this card was a good bit ahead of the Charizard VMAX Rainbow Rare, but then the Charizard VMAX is now officially ahead as far as value. So that was interesting. Alright, before we get into the base set blender, let's look at a couple interesting cards that were pretty impressive auction prices, as well as some that I thought were kind of underrated. First one up here, we have a Zapdos EX from Fire Red Leaf Green. This is a PSA 10 that went for $520. I think that's pretty underrated, because when you look at the price of a Fire Red Leaf Green booster box, it's pretty high. It's pretty valuable. So to get a legendary bird in its EX form, and this, I'm kind of feeling this card. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think that's a pretty nice Zapdos EX. It's very vibrant. I love the border of those cards. Yeah, those old school EX cards are really growing on me. But yeah, Zapdos EX, $520. I think it's worth more. I don't know, what do y'all think? Speaking of underrated, we have a Shining Steelix Unlimited PSA 10 from Neo Destiny that went for $810. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just think that these shining cards in PSA 10 should be going for more, considering what the booster box costs. The booster box is like tens of thousands of dollars for the unlimited, and you got a PSA 10 shining card here for $810. I just feel like that's underrated to me. Alright, up next, a couple of pretty high value WotC cards here. We got Erica's Venusaur First Edition. This card has been very steadily increasing throughout the past few months. This week it went for $4,150. Now I'm not sure what the population of some of these cards are. I will put it up on the screen. I believe this is a lower pop card from the set, which might be why it has a very expensive price tag. Up next, we have a Dark Raichu First Edition PSA 10. This is the first secret rare in the English TCG and went for $3,850. I believe there's a good amount in the population for this as well, but it's such an iconic card. I love this artwork. But yeah, $3,850 for the Dark Raichu PSA 10. Up next, this one really surprised me. This is a Rocket Scyther from Gym Heroes First Edition PSA 10 that went for $5,101. I'm thinking, holy crap, $5,000 for a Scyther. So I'll have to check the population of this one as well, because I wouldn't have dreamed this card would have been over $5,000. So, yeah, kudos to Gym Heroes for really increasing in value this week. And up next, I know this card has a low population. This is the Mew promo from the Southern Islands set. This is like a reverse holo kind of thing, and beautiful artwork. I love the Charizard in the background there, the Pidgeot or the Pidgeotto, whatever wing that is, with the rainbow and the Mew front and center. I do like this card a lot. Anyway, it went for $5,950 this week. It's pretty crazy. I believe this is a very low population card, so it makes sense why this cost as much as it did. All right, now the conversation nobody wants to hear, not even me, but let's talk about the decline that happened this week. Last week we had the Pikachu first edition Jungle PSA 10, and it was about $1,000 range, and last week it was like $930-ish. This week it dropped down to $709 in a Probstein auction. Yeah, that's uh-oh. But wait, there's more. We got an Eevee here. Oh, the Eevee took such a hit these past few weeks. Eevee was sitting pretty a couple weeks ago at between $1,000 and $1,200. Now it has dropped to $465 for a PSA 10. Last week it was like $550. So another almost $100 off of this card. That is, I think it's because these cards were so inflated so fast. You know, when you got a common card like this with a high population, increased that drastically. I mean, it increased hundreds upon hundreds of dollars within a couple of weeks, up to over $1,000. Now that the hype, or whatever you want to call it, has kind of died down, so has the value of this card. That's not to say it might not go up in the future. I don't know. I'm not a psychic. Not a psychic YouTuber, but it's crazy to see how fast these prices are rising and also how fast they're dropping, particularly with these two cards. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that Eevee in future videos to come. All right, now on to base set. Base set, I've seen many auctions, whether you call them shill bids or whatever they were. I saw several auctions end for this Mewtwo at like over $2,000. Now it is down to $910. Maybe people didn't actually buy them. I don't know what the case is, but all I'm telling you is I saw auctions end at over $2,000, and this week we had one end for $910 and another one end for $1,100. So I guess on average you're looking at about $1,000 for this base set unlimited PSA 10 Mewtwo this week. Up next we have Venusaur from base set, PSA 10 Unlimited, and this one also took a big hit. We had two go this week. Now last week, if you recall, one went for like $4,400 or $4,500. This week, $2,750 for both of these cards. You had one end here and one end here, both at $2,750. Yikes. Another almost $2,000 decrease for base set. Now Venusaur has a very high population for its PSA 10s because like the whole freaking Pokemon takes up the card, so not a whole lot of holo to get scratched there, but still it is one of the big three, and we hate to see such a decrease for that, but it is what it is. We'll keep an eye on it as we will all these cards and see where it goes from here. All right, some booster boxes. Now the booster boxes are one thing the past couple weeks that have either stayed the same or increased, so let's go through these. We have a Jungle booster box, unlimited, sealed, went for $8,300. We had a Fossil booster box, unlimited, sealed, went for $8,700. We had a Gym Challenge booster box, unlimited, go for $11,600. Then we had a base set box, go for $13,665. But hold on a second, don't get scared, because this was a Spanish base set booster box. I know when I first come across this, I saw, I'm like, what, $13,000 for a sealed base set box? And I looked aside, I'm like, oh, it's a Spanish box. Okay. Because from the title there, the title and the initial picture has nothing to do with saying about it being Spanish. So you have to look through the pictures and the description and say, oh, yeah, it's a Spanish box. Okay. So, yeah, Spanish booster box, $13,000. We had a couple of sealed first edition base set packs, graded. Blastoise art here went for $6,300. And we had a Venusaur artwork that went for $7,100. Now you have to assume people grading these packs have weighed out these packs. And it would be ridiculous to grade a heavy base set pack nowadays, considering what the holos go for from first edition base. So you got to assume these are light packs, and even so, these aren't that impressive of prices. You know, when you're talking about $11,000 plus for an unweighed first edition base set pack, you got a couple here graded PSA 10 for $7,000 and $6,300. And is it me, or do I just don't like the way they display these. I don't like how they crinkle up the foil ends, the crimps, and stuff them in there. I think that looks sloppy. I don't like the look of graded packs. Tell me what you think. Is it just me, or these just look, I don't know. I think it's got to be a better way of displaying these booster packs. Let me know what you think. All right, let's finish off with our last booster box, and that was Team Rocket. Here's a first edition one that went for $20,100, which is about where it's been. Team Rocket's been somewhere between $19,000 and $20,000, so these boxes seem to be holding their value. And the last card of the week that I've seen come through, this is a first edition Shining Charizard PSA 10 that went for $22,700. This is one of those cards that just keeps going up and up, and there seems to be no stopping it in sight. But yeah, first edition Shining Charizard from Neo Destiny, very iconic card right there. That's it. That's all I got for you. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised about the decline in some of these cards. Base set with Logan Paul and all its exposure, while exposure is good for the hobby, it really increased inflated these prices to a point that they couldn't hold, and they had to drop back down. That's not to say that they won't come back up in the future. I don't know when, but for right now, we are definitely seeing base set. We're seeing the Jungle first edition Pikachu and Eevee really on the decline here. Let me know what y'all think. Check out next week's auction. I believe we're going to have a lot of big-time PokeTubers like TCA Gaming and a few others posting some really interesting high-end items for sale. I know TCA Gaming is like posting a shadowless uncut holo sheet for auction, as well as a few other really interesting items. So I'll be curious to see what all those guys are putting up for auction and what those end at. So check out my video next week. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you then. Thank you.